Hello, everybody, and welcome to the fifth Aston Villa podcast. This week, we are covering the Villa game versus Sheffield United. I'm Logan, and as always, I'm joined by Mitchell. I'm not going to ask how you are this week, Mitch, because I know very well you're equally as angry as me, I should say. We lost 1-0 to Sheffield United, 1-0 to Sheffield United, bottom of the table, in a game where really we probably didn't deserve anything out of it because it was so poor. Mitchell, sum up the game in one word.
Terrible, shocking, disgraceful, disappointing, disrespectful. To be on that much money, I've seen a Sunday league side play better than them, not them.
I did ask for one word, but I'll ignore that. So we're going to try something a bit different this week because there's not much to talk about in the game. We can come to talking points about the game when we talk about what we talk about next. But basically, what I want to do is I want to go through each position, really, and say why they were. So let's start with the keeper. He's the only player on the team who wasn't rubbish. And even
I
then,
disagree.
he didn't have as bad a game. So he didn't have as good as a game as he normally does. But go on then,
No.
Mitch. Martinez,
So,
what are your thoughts on him?
First 25 minutes, every time the ball went to him, it's the first time this season I've watched him, and every time the ball went to him, I was worried. His distribution in the first 25 minutes was shocking. He looked shaky. He didn't look comfortable. He didn't settle into the match until a bit later on. But yeah,
do you think
he didn't have the best start.
Do you think that's maybe because he's carrying the groin injury? You know, he's playing, but he was in discomfort last game. Maybe that's why his distribution was off.
And I think as well, I didn't see him do as many of the those like the over the top kicks and stuff he does. Yeah. He didn't kick it out his hands as much today.
No, he played it short.
He rolled it.
Quicker,
yeah, he played it short a lot, and he just didn't look himself today. But yeah, we'll move. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's not really much to say. He didn't have to make many saves for starters. No. But okay, moving on to El Mohammadi.
I didn't see him beat the first man once with any of his crosses. In the first half, whenever we had some momentum building up and we're playing it from side to side, we play it so it goes ping, 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 ping. It's player. And when he gets the ball, his instant thought is stop the ball. He stops the ball, and then he slows down all of our momentum. He slows down any attacking force we had. He can't defend. He can't cross. He can't run. I think the worst mistake Dean Smith and that team have done this season is get rid of Gilbert. Fair enough, Cash is injured and we didn't expect him to or whatever. But at the moment, El Mohammadi is not even a championship player. When a player can't beat the first man with the amount of crosses he had, I think in the last 10 minutes he had 6 crosses, and each time it hit the first man.
I think that applies.
How can you score a goal?
Quite a few players in the team. We'll come on to a player later, but El Ghazi was the exact same.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Yeah,
but yeah, it just doesn't he's not even a good replacement for Cash. He's not even we need to play an under 21 player. At least under 21 player will have a bit of oomph about him. He won't stop running. He'll want to be there. El Mohammadi doesn't look like he wants to be there. He doesn't look like he wants to play or put on the Villa shirt anymore. He's just waiting for retirement, and he needs to come fast.
Yeah, hopefully very soon. I mean, we've not even mentioned the goal that Sheffield United scores. I mean, it was poor play from the whole defence, really. Yeah. But El Mohammadi, as per usual, not watching the man behind him. The fact he puts his arm up, it was like offside. You're not aware. You're not aware of your player behind you making a run. He kept him on side. He doesn't even move. He looks to the side as if where did you come from?
Well, yeah, they drew the line, didn't they? And if El Mohammadi was in the line with the rest of the defence, he would have been offside, goal disallowed. But no, he couldn't be asked to get back on side. But once again, he is terrible.
Mm.
It's a disgrace.
Easily. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the centre backs. Really.
Worst player in the team.
Yeah. Well. All right. Moving on to the
I
centre
don't think
backs.
I can.
Mings
I
and
don't
Concert.
think I can.
Mings and Concert. All right. Mings and Concert. Thoughts?
They had a decent game, I thought. I don't think them two played badly. They didn't have much to do, to be fair. Really, did they?
No, at
Concert,
all. Great
Concert
touch
won.
as
Yeah,
well.
great touch, great shot. Concert won 9 times out of 10 in the air as well. He was winning a lot of aerial duels against McGoldrick in the first half. I think he's come on leap and bounds this season. Same as Mings. Mings has played well recently.
A few weeks he has played
Since he's
much
had
better.
that captain armband.
Yeah. I think he's calmed down since that mistake against Man City.
Yeah.
He's been a lot smarter since then. Yeah, but really not much to say about those two. I mean, end of the game, they were up top of the pitch waiting for set pieces, and they couldn't even get past the first man. So it makes no difference.
Exactly.
So moving on to Target, I'll start this time because I like
Yep.
Target, as you very well
So
know.
do I, yeah.
But once again, this week and last week, the simple 5-yard passes, going out of play, going beyond the man, going short. I mean, it's as you said earlier, Sunday League footballers can pass a ball 5 yards.
Exactly. Sunday League footballers can pass a ball 5 yards. They can beat the first man. And he just, once again, until that last 10, 15 minutes, whatever it was, he just didn't look like he wanted to be there. And I honestly think, though, like, we'll come on and speak about it later because it's off topic. But if Grealish started today, we would have won that match. 110%.
Yeah.
No argument about it because it seems to be when he's not on the pitch, everyone else just doesn't believe they can win. They just don't believe. They don't believe that they're good enough. And clearly they're bloody not. But yeah.
Moving on to Nakamba, we both agreed last match that there was no real reason to play Nakamba this game. He's not good in those situations. You know what you get with him. He's a defensive player who will cut out passes. When you expected him to get the ball and sort of pass it side to side, he looked a bit more panicked than he did last week.
Don't get me wrong, he's a lot better than he was last season.
Yeah.
He has improved, but like we said last week, in a game against Sheffield today, where we have the majority of possession, we should have played Louise in there, or even just took out that centre defensive midfielder. Because we've not got Grealish, we're lacking attacking force.
Yeah.
So maybe play Barkley, Ramsey and McGinn, or Barkley, Sanson, McGinn, or well, between them four, maybe play them against lower teams where we can afford to attack more. But yeah.
It's just, it's not really Nakamba's fault.
It's not his fault. Yeah,
because you know what you
all.
get with him. You can't expect him to be pinging 50-yard passes. That's not what he does.
Exactly.
So let's move on to, I'll start with Ramsey. I thought, once again, he was a passenger. I don't care if he's 12, 50, however old he is. I don't care. If you're good enough to play in the Premier League, it doesn't matter how old you are. Age is not an excuse. I mean, Adam Johnson knows very well, age does not matter when it comes to football. He, once again...
You'll have to get rid of that.
No, I'm leaving that, Mitch. I'm leaving it. He can stay. Once again, Ramsey has just... What's he ever actually done in a Villa shirt, apart from that one goal in the League Cup, was it? He couldn't do anything on the ball. He gets the ball, and he just does a simple, safe pass backwards. Or he runs nowhere. He can't cross. He can't shoot. He's not particularly a great defender. He's got a bit of energy, maybe. Sheffield United, the bottom of the table, 3 wins all season. He's 19 or 12, however old he is, and he's not even attempting to run forward. What is the point? I don't care if he's 12. We'll move on to his replacement in a minute as well, because he infuriated me. But I'll let you start off with McGinn.
Right. Just quickly on Ramsey, I think he's lacking confidence. I think the coaching staff need to bring him aside and give him a bit more of like you need to play with the ball a bit because at moments he looks like he's got quality where he can go past players. But like you just said, he gets the ball and his first thing is don't mess up, pass it off. Do not mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up. And then he passes it off, which is just it's obviously not what he's there to do. He's obviously there to create some attacking force and momentum to the team. But yeah, anyway, moving on to McGinn. Once again, he needs a rest. He looks knackered. He's trying to do these 70-yard passes like he's bloody Frank Lampard or Paul Scholes or Gerrard. He can't do it. They're going like either beyond Traore or nowhere near him. And it's just, once again as well, in that final third, his shots, I know fair enough, Sheffield United had 10 players behind the ball for the majority of the match, but he had about 4 or 5 shots, and they all got blocked.
Apart from your one shot in the box, in like the 6-yard box, pretty much, where he scuffs it wide again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but yeah.
You've got to be hit with target. Again, last 10 minutes, he's having shots from 35, 40 yards.
Yeah.
When we've got the whole defence there, you ain't going to get past, mate. You're not going to be able to get your ball through the players. If you do, he's straight at the keeper anyway.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah,
all right. So we'll move on to the 2 replacements for the midfielders before we get to the attackers. Start off with Barkley.
Did he play?
What is there to say? Yeah, as he said. Did he play? You don't know.
He came on. He watched a match up close. Like, I wish I could buy a ticket and watch a match that close. That'd be awesome. And I'd probably do more than bloody Barkley did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like this is just a very negative thing.
And rightly so.
Rightly so, yeah.
We usually try and be a bit more positive, but we played very poorly today. And it's not the first time in recent weeks, really. Leeds, we were probably a bit lucky. Leicester, we played poorly. Arsenal, we played very well defensively, not offensively at all.
Yeah,
Burnley, we should have beat them.
Exactly.
etc. The last 5-6 games have been all very poor. Now, here's what I'm going to say about Sanson. I thought Sanson was the worst player on the pitch today when he came on. I only played 15 minutes. His touch, awful. His crosses, awful. Again, simple passes, shocking. But more importantly, did he actually win a single ball? He pulled out of every single jump and challenge, every single 50-50. He pulled out. I don't know if it's because he's a puffy Frenchman or because he's scared of the physicality of the Premier League. But when you're in the Premier League, you put effort in and you go 50-50. And if you don't win it, you don't win it, but you put pressure on. He pulled out of every single jump.
Whether this is just the naivety of me or whatnot, but I don't think you can blame a player that has gone from playing most matches to a player that comes on in the last 15 minutes. He's not getting enough game time.
He wants to impress.
No, he needs to start a game. He's clearly a player.
He couldn't even get a ball into the box. So if he starts a game, what's he going to do? He's got 15 minutes.
Players.
He's got 15. I'll kick you. He's got 15 minutes where he had the ball.
I'll start my own podcast. But yeah, so Sanson needs to play more minutes. He needs to start a match. You do get players that need time to bed into a match. You have got players that need to start a match to have an impact, because he looks like a type of player that will grow into a football match. He's not someone that's going to take the first 5 minutes by storm, but yeah, we won't know. We haven't seen enough of him to make judgment yet. We haven't. But yeah, we'll move on.
Okay, start on the left wing with El Ghazi, because El Ghazi this season has the most goals per minute out of anyone in the Premier League. I do wonder how sometimes. I really do wonder.
Yeah, no, I think Mr. Stepover King, isn't he? Steps over, goes nowhere. Couldn't beat the first man again. Him and El Mohammadi need basic crossing training. Stand on the edge, like stand at the corner flag, stand wherever. Put a cone there, get it over him. But they just, both of them, couldn't beat the first man. And in the last 10 minutes, when we've got 6 players in the box, which we're trying to play this crossing football, we're whipping it in. But up until the 80th minute or the 75th minute, we had 1 player in the box. We had Watkins in the box. You can't play crossing football. Exactly, you can't play crossing football with 1 player in the box. You need at least 2 or 3.
Yeah. We're playing how we used to under Dean Smith in the Championship and under Steve Bruce, with El Mohammadi as a main example of a player that would cross it from deep like his Arnold. Arnold doesn't work 90% of the time. So what chance in hell has he got thinking it'll work? Same for El Ghazi and McGinn as well. The last 10 minutes, McGinn kept sitting there in Target's normal position at left back and just crossing it nowhere.
We used to play like this when we had Benteke, where we'd have our midfielders running in the box and we'd have the winger that wasn't crossing it in the box. But now we're crossing it into Watkins, who is good aerially. He is like, I saw a lot of his games last season. He does score headers, but not when he's the only one in the box and he's got 2 or 3 defenders on him. You can't. And even then, we're crossing it in and we're not getting it past the first man.
No. Oh, it's going over the back post.
Exactly. Yeah. Or it's going over. We need crossing training desperately.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll
Okay, Traore.
Watkins or Traore?
Traore. I actually thought he had a better game than last week. That's for sure. He had a good chance. Was that in the first half or second half? I can't remember.
His silky little zigzag. Yeah, that was
a very
nice.
good chance. But again,
then he should have finished it. Pretty much, he'd done it all. He got to a position, and it was an easy finish. It was. If you put him there, or the ball comes to him, you expect him to finish that. Just because he's done a great run to get there doesn't excuse the fact that his finishing was poor.
The only reason could be that he was off balance. That's all it really can be. He was off balance from doing it. He's a bit gangly sometimes, isn't he? To be fair, he always looks like he's going to fall over. So that's the only reason I can see.
But
carry on.
But then again, he tries to do everything himself. He doesn't pass the ball very much. He's very selfish, and he thinks he's Grealish. He's not. Yeah. He's not as good as Grealish. He is good, and he can come inside, and we've seen him. He can score goals. But in matches like today, when you've got 2 or 3 players chasing you every time you've got the ball, you need to look for a player that's free. You need to pass a bit more and bring players into the game. Like, fair enough, if I was playing on the right-hand side with El Mohammadi behind me, I wouldn't pass either. But he does need to learn to pass a bit more. But yeah.
Okay, we'll go on to his replacement first, Keenan Davis.
I like Keenan Davis. I always have.
We differ massively. I was downstairs watching the game and I said to the geezer I live with, first of all, he said, Uzi. I said, I don't know. He just came off the bloody street. He might as well have. He's got the finishing ability of someone that's just come off the streets anyway.
Yeah, he can't finish, but he's always. I think he's more of a 2-man strike force. And
but he's always
theory.
2-man.
I've yapped on about this, a 2-man strike force. We looked the most dangerous when we had 2 strikers on the pitch.
No. We look the most dangerous when we have the ball the entire last 10 minutes and hoof the ball in. Your 2-man strikers had nothing to do with that. That's just a coincidence.
I like Davis. Davis can hold the ball up very well, and he's fast and strong. He can hold the ball up and he can pass the ball. With Watkins on the pitch as a finisher, he needs to try it more. Dean Smith doesn't give players time to impact a game.
No, but, we'll move on to Smith in a minute about the
Smith out
tactics. Smith out. We want Terry on Rich.
You heard it here first.
Okay, move on to Watkins.
I like Watkins. I like Watkins. He always puts effort in. he always tries. He's always putting his head in places to try and get it. So I don't blame the loss on Watkins at all today.
I don't blame the loss on Watkins, but as we said earlier, as I said earlier, sorry to you, I feel like he had a poor game again. He's had a couple recently because when he was in that bad run of form, as the media called it, where he didn't score, he was bringing a lot more to the team than he is now. Whereas
Yeah, but
now,
he links up with Grealish a lot.
he does
Him and
link up with
Grealish do bounce off, and he's trying to do the same with El Ghazi, but El Ghazi's not good enough. So when Watkins gets the ball and he's right, Grealish would be there, flick it there. El Ghazi's not. He's still standing there waiting for the ball back. So I think, especially when he's being coached to play a certain way with Grealish, you can't knock him for playing the same way, unfortunately, because that's the way he's been coached to play. But yeah.
I do differ in terms of he's smart enough, you'd hope, to know when things aren't working. He's always running down the channels. I do like that about him. I do like his work ethic and the amount of energy he puts in.
Yeah.
But he does need to get in the box more. He really does. Because he hangs on the edge of the box quite. It reminds me a bit like Sturridge for a short while, when Sturridge started always wanting the ball, so he kept getting out of the box to pick it up.
Yeah.
That's not your role, mate. You should be in the box waiting for it, and we have been putting crosses in. A lot of the crosses weren't very good, but even then, his touch was quite poor today. I thought he lost it a few chances where, we'll move on just quickly to that foul in the first half.
Oh yeah, the first half with
where he got sandwiched.
Yeah, it was definitely. I think there was 2 penalties in the match, but we'll get on to that. So the first penalty was he didn't go for the ball. The Sheffield United player, I don't know his name, is irrelevant. Had no intention of getting the ball. He just took out Watkins. It's a penalty. Fair enough. The Sheffield United player was getting the ball before Watkins, the other one, the one in front of him. But that's irrelevant. It was a foul. Therefore, it was a penalty.
See, I couldn't tell. I only saw it once on replay. I don't know if it was in the box or just outside where contact was made.
Oh, I don't know, but it was a foul. So whether it was outside or inside, it's a foul.
Penalty or free kick, that was a foul, and they got away with that one there. Okay, what's your second penalty?
Okay, so when Traore was in the box and he scuffed the shot, keeper was going to save it. But, right, you're going to have to bear with me now. It's a Welsh name, I'm not good with it. Ampadu or something?
Oh, yeah.
Ampadu or something?
Ampadu. Let's call him Ampy.
Ampadu, that's it, yeah. Basically, so fair enough, his arm was in. Yeah, his arm's in his body. But he hasn't stood still. He's moved his whole body and his arms hit the ball. Therefore, he's moved his arm. Just answer this question. Is your arm part of you?
Yeah.
So if you move, you're therefore moving your arm, which has hit the ball. Therefore, it's handball. Because if his hand wasn't there, it would have gone on target.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can do about the arm. The arm's part of the body. And if he's not intentionally using it to stop the ball.
But he has, because he's moved his body into it.
No, he's moved his body into it and it hit off his arm. It was close range. There's not too much he could do with it. Earlier on in the season, Villa had the exact same situation. And I think it was Matty Cash. It hit his arm, and that was a lot more of a stonewall penalty than this was. And that was.
What is that, when it hit his leg?
Hit his leg and hit his arm. You're saying,
yeah, but if it hits part of your body,
no, you're saying it's hitting part of your body. If your arm's a part of the body and he's using his body to block the shot, if it hits his leg, regardless, he's still moving.
No, because he hasn't moved.
He did.
But he's moved to the side, and he's used. To me, it's a handball. He's used his arm to an advantage. Therefore, handball.
I disagree there. But anyway, it doesn't matter because we probably would have missed the penalty anyway.
Yeah, probably.
We've not mentioned the fact that Sheffield United got on a red card for about 30 minutes.
Exactly, yeah.
I would actually say it's a harsh red card anyway.
Yeah, very harsh red card.
Harsh red card. Again, made no difference. It wouldn't have made an ounce of difference because we couldn't break them down. No. I think we'll have to talk about VAR another time because it's too big a topic. But
It's huge.
Yeah, you can't cover it in 10 seconds.
No.
But it's just inconsistent. That's all you have to say about that, really. It's just
Yeah.
inconsistent.
It's terrible.
So, that's covered the whole team. It's pretty obvious who your worst player is. Same for me, Al Mohammadi.
I thought you said Sanson was the worst
Yeah,
player.
he wasn't on long enough. I'm saying when he was on the pitch, he was the worst player on that pitch.
Yeah.
He wasn't on long enough for me to say he was awful completely.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask you quickly, who's your Sheffield United best player?
Best player in Sheffield United?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that McGoldrick played well. He's one of those type of players that is like a Firmino, but obviously it's Sheffield United Firmino. He plays behind the strikers and he got the goal that won them the match in the end, and his work effort was great until he got brought off. But then also at the same time, I think Ramsdale had a good game. I don't think he didn't have a bad game, did he? He
missed a few
his area.
punches and stuff like that.
Yeah, but he's young. He bossed his area. He made crucial saves when he had to. So yeah, I'd probably go with McGoldrick just for the fact he got the goal for them.
I'll go with the handball fiends, Ampadu. I thought he played quite well. I thought
no wonder you said it wasn't a handball. It was a handball, but he got man of the match.
Best player of the pitch. He made most of those blocks in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And he won the ball quite a few times in the air as well. So I would say...
This is first man, and we can't beat the first man, that's why.
Yeah, I thought he played quite well for Sheffield United. Is there any other talking points you've got about the game before we move on to the next game?
Yeah, right. So I'll just quickly go through it. Just go through my talking points. It was in the first half, before the McGoldrick goal. It was nice to hear one of the commentators said, basically, Tottenham are playing tomorrow. One of Aston Villa's rivals in Tottenham are playing tomorrow. It was nice to be talked about in that bracket. Aston Villa back in that bracket of a rival to Tottenham for maybe Europe or something. It was good before today's game. Next point. This match today has proved that we're not ready for Europe at all. We're inconsistent. We aren't beating teams we should be beating. They went down to 10 men. And if we get into Europe next year, Grealish cannot play 38 Premier League games. If we have a cup run, 6 or 7 in the cup, he can't play 50 plus games or 50, 60 games a season. He can't. And without him, we can't win. We won lucky. Leeds was a lucky match. And we just, it proves that the squad is not good enough for Europe yet. And I was one of the Villa fans that was hoping we got it, because then we can bring players in and we've got the pull of Europe. But I hope we don't now.
I was hoping we wouldn't, because I don't think we're ready for it. I think today is another example of we're not ready for beating teams which will be very defensive. And sometimes in the Europa League, especially the group stages, and more importantly in the qualifying rounds, which is what we'd be thrown into, they're very defensive.
Exactly,
a lot of the time against English clubs.
We're not ready. We haven't got the depth either, because Cash can't play 60 plus matches. And
Target can't play 60
What
games.
if Conter or Mings gets injured this season? I don't think we've got a good enough backup for them to either. I know House played all right at the beginning of the season for a few matches, but them two have
he's never been
formed
fit,
a great
really,
partnership.
Either. All the time he gets injured quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We need a right back. Well, Gilbert. We need to keep Gilbert. We need a strong centre back reserve player. We need a strong left back reserve player. We need another box to box player that's decent and is a box to box player. Maybe that Lundstrom from Sheffield when they go down. Yeah, maybe. There's a few players. He's already said he wants to leave.
That's a good shout. He's quite good. He would, if you like fantasy football as well, he's your man. Well, last season, because he was a defender last year, but he's a midfielder this year. Not that it makes a difference. He can't get a goal.
Yeah, we need a new winger, right winger, creative player, somebody that can run with the ball directly at players and somebody that can finish. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Whoever I say, I'm just going to get ripped apart.
You going to say
So,
Buendia?
no, not after earlier. Bloody hell. I know. No, I think maybe an informed Todd Cantwell, someone like that. Someone.
Sadly, though, it looks like Norwich might get promoted, so we may have missed the
Yeah,
chance.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I quite like him as well.
Yeah, somebody that can take a game by the scruff of the neck and can be the vocal point of a team if needs be.
Yeah, so we don't always have to rely on Grealish. That's what Barkley was supposed to bring, but he hasn't really.
But,
any other talking points?
Yeah.
Come on, Mitch.
No
talking points.
No, every talking point is just El Mohammed, so I won't bore you again.
Well, all right, then. Our next game is on Saturday against Wolves. So, the closest we get...
back, do you reckon?
I don't think he will be.
Do you think he'll be out of rehab by then?
No. He's gonna be fast asleep.
Yeah.
If you get the joke, you get the joke. But
if you don't, you don't.
If you don't, well, we're not saying it. But we got Wolves. Wolves are inconsistent, the same as us. They've picked up more consistency recently, apart from that loss to Man City yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
They are. It's not an easy game.
You can't say that about Man City, can you? Really?
The
Wolves fans think it's some type of rivalry, so it'll be a good game. Don't get me wrong; it will be a good game.
It'll be a boring
They set up far too defensively for Villa
to
go and do something. For Villa to go and do something there, they set up far too compact at the back. Unless Grealish plays, we don't have the quality to penetrate that back four.
No chance.
I can't see Villa winning unless Grealish plays, unfortunately.
No, 100%. I think their defence, again, Man City, it doesn't count. Anyone that plays Man City is exempt from normal talking points about games. But Coates is a great player. Patricio's a fantastic keeper. Yeah. They've got some good players. Neves is quite good as well at that. And I like that Pedro Neto.
If he's the young player.
El Mohammed. You saw what Harvey Barnes was like against El Hamadadi, so Neto, I think, will destroy him completely, and that's going to be a concern every time they're running down the wing with him.
The only good thing we've got going into that team is they've not got a goal scorer at the moment.
No.
Which that can help us, but that could help us get the draw. I can't see a win for Villa unless Grealish plays.
It's going to be a boring 0-0.
Yeah, but we'll wait and see. I think so we'll do what we normally do and just say what changes we'd make, I suppose. I think
realistic changes, you can't change the whole team.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I just played into 21s. Well, for me personally, Louise comes back in because they're not going to be that attacking Wolves. They're not. They're a counter-attacking team. So Louise comes back in. Barkley plays instead of McGinn. And I'd play Sanson instead of Ramsey. I'd give him a game. He needs a game to prove himself. And then I'll take your criticism. If he plays bad for 70 minutes rather than bloody 20, I'll allow you to criticise him. But until then, we haven't got the place to step on. I'd play Trezeguet instead of probably Traore.
Yeah, because he can support El
Mohammed. Yeah, exactly. And then I don't know. I like it when we've got two up front, but we'd have to change formations and everything to bring Davis into it with Watkins. But I personally, I'd probably play David. If it was me, Trezeguet's not playing. McGinn's playing with Louise and Sanson in front of the defenders, Barkley ahead of him, and then Davis and Watkins up front together. But that's me. And until I'm proved wrong, then that'll be my idea.
Until you see it fail.
Yeah, and I'll play Kessler at right back instead of El Mohammed. Because at least then we've got, he's a young player, he can be excused if he's not as good as
You got, I think, give
Cash.
him a chance. Yeah, I'll give you.
Yeah, exactly.
I disagree with the attack, but defence and midfield I agree with. I'll play if Greece can play. Obviously, he's on the team.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
but I won't
obviously.
without him. Yeah.
I'm assuming he won't be back either. He could be fast
Yeah.
asleep. So I'll go El Ghazi on the left and Trezeguet on the right as well, with Barkley, Sanson, and Louise in midfield.
Yeah.
And I'll give that Kessler a chance at right back. I would give him a go as well. Even if it's 45 minutes, he does rubbish.
Yeah.
He might offer more than Elmer.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a bit more pace as well because the
Neto is quick.
Wolves team is very fast. That Neto is fast. Johnny, the one that plays left wing back, he's fast. The other side, you've got Semedo, who's fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've got Traore, who's fast. But yeah, I think, to be fair, our way through next week will be counter-attacking because when they've got Johnny and Semedo going up, and then maybe we've got Barkley, El Ghazi, Trez and Watkins, it's 4 against 3 centre-backs, where 4 against 3, mathematically, should be winning. Yeah. So that's our way next week, is sit back on the counter-attack. And this season, we've proved that we don't do well with possession. When we've got majority of possession, we don't win games. And yeah.
Or we're less likely.
I feel a bit better after this. I'm a bit calmer. I've got all my rage out.
Yeah.
I've literally just ranted for however long. It feels like 10 minutes. And my throat hurts. So.
Well, I feel sorry for the viewers to have to watch a solemn video where we toast the death of that. Of course, you can't be too reactionary, can you? You can't be too reactionary because it's only one game. The past few games have been bad, but we've gone through poor runs of form before.
My rage with El Mohammadi has just risen, and now I've just he's getting it.
He's always been a bang average championship player. When he was at Hull in the Premier League, he was a bang average championship player.
Yeah, but he used to be able to cross. And he can't.
I don't
if
think
he can't cross, he brings nothing.
Think he ever could cross in the championship. He couldn't cross. Just Abraham was just massive. That's all it was.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but at least he was beating the first man.
Sometimes. Different level of defending.
That's very true.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining me, Mitchell. I know, try not to eat your sorrows tonight after that disappointing game.
That's it, yeah.
I'll see you again on the weekend, and I'll see all you viewers again on the weekend. Don't forget to, like, share, subscribe, all that goodness, because it helps us a lot. So, everyone, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you all again soon.